There is a hidden force within you, one that knows your every weakness, preys on your doubts, and holds you back from the life you truly want. It influences your emotions, keeps you trapped in fear, and chains you to comfort, ego, and instant gratification. But this enemy is not society, your family, your boss, or the government. This enemy is you, and if you don't take control, it will rob you of everything: your relationships, success, happiness, and inner peace. Every failure you've experienced can be traced back to this unseen battle within. The good news? You have the power to break free. If you're ready to overcome what's been holding you back, like, share, and comment below. I'm ready to take control. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to defeat this enemy for good. Most people spend their lives blaming external forces for their struggles, never realizing their greatest battle is within. They waste years pointing fingers at circumstances while being held hostage by fear, self-doubt, laziness, and entitlement. The greatest minds in history, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, understood one simple truth: your only true power is over yourself. The moment you stop blaming luck, life, or other people is the moment you take full control of your destiny. No one is coming to save you. The world owes you nothing. The only way forward is to confront the obstacles within. Today, we're breaking down the 9 internal battles that keep you weak, lost, and frustrated. Master these, and you'll gain the power to shape your own future. Let's get started. 1. The silent enemy within your ego. There is an invisible force holding you back, one that distorts reality, feeds you false confidence, and keeps you from reaching your full potential. That force is your ego. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're special, that you deserve success, admiration, and respect without putting in the work. It makes you believe you're destined for greatness without ever taking the journey to get there. And that's exactly why so many people stay stuck. They assume they already know enough, so they never learn. They believe they're entitled to more, so they never earn it. They see themselves as too important to start at the bottom, so they never rise. Ego makes you blind, complacent, and ultimately powerless. If you don't take control of it, it will ruin you. Look around. How many people have sabotaged their own futures because they refused to acknowledge their flaws? How many live in a fantasy convinced they're better than they are, while reality keeps proving them wrong? They wonder why they keep failing, why nothing improves, why life seems unfair, yet they refuse to recognize the real enemy, themselves. Ego is a trap. It makes you believe you're untouchable until reality humbles you. Imagine stepping into a fight, thinking you can't lose. The moment you stop respecting your opponent, the moment you ignore your weaknesses, you're already defeated. Life works the same way. The second you believe you're too good to fail, failure is inevitable. That's why the strongest, most successful people never stop improving. The greatest warriors continue training long after they've mastered their craft. The most accomplished entrepreneurs still wake up before dawn to work harder than anyone else. They understand a truth that weak people ignore. The moment you stop sharpening your skills, you start falling behind. The world doesn't reward those who merely believe they are great. It rewards those who prove it, day after day, year after year. But most people never reach that point. They let their egos convince them they're already good enough, so they stay in the same cycle, complaining about the same problems, making the same excuses, and they never grow. Ego is why people resist criticism, reject feedback, and avoid discomfort. Instead of facing their shortcomings and improving, they get defensive, offended, and run from the truth. But the truth doesn't care about your feelings. The world doesn't care about your excuses. The only thing that matters is what you do about it. Weak people hide from reality. Strong people seek it, no matter how uncomfortable it is. That's why some of the greatest thinkers in history practiced extreme humility. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, reminded himself daily, "You are just a soul carrying a corpse." Even as Emperor of Rome, he understood that power, status, and recognition meant nothing in the grand scheme of life. Yet today, people walk around acting as if they are too important to fail, too talented to be questioned, too special to struggle. They wait for the world to acknowledge their greatness, but here's the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. No one owes you success. No one cares about what you think you can do. You either become valuable or you remain invisible. And if you're still waiting for the world to hand you what you think you deserve, you'll be waiting forever. 2. Master your mind. Master your life. Every day, there is a battle happening inside you. But unlike physical battles, this one is silent, invisible, yet more powerful than any external obstacle. It takes place in your mind, and if you don't take control, it will control you. Doubt, fear, insecurity. These thoughts don't just appear randomly, they are the weapons your mind uses against you. They whisper that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that others will judge you. And the moment you believe them, they take over. But here's the truth. Your thoughts are not facts. Just because your mind tells you something doesn't make it real. The greatest mistake people make is assuming that every fear, every negative thought, and every anxious feeling is the truth. The most powerful individuals in history understood something that many never realize. You don't have to listen. You don't have to believe every thought that enters your mind. You don't have to obey every emotion that tries to dictate your actions, because you are not your thoughts. You are the one who decides what to focus on, what to believe, and what to ignore. Think about this. How often do you wake up feeling tired, unmotivated, or discouraged? Most people let those emotions control them. They hit snooze, delay their goals, and later justify their inaction with excuses. But those who succeed don't operate this way. They understand that feelings are temporary, but actions define results. They get up, push forward, and do what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel in the moment. This is where most people go wrong. They let their emotions and passing thoughts dictate their lives. A single doubt convinces them to quit. A fleeting fear stops them from trying. A moment of insecurity keeps them stuck in the same place for years. But you are stronger than your thoughts. You don't have to give in to fear. You don't have to accept doubt as reality. You don't have to let insecurity hold you back. There's a skill so powerful it should be taught everywhere, from schools to workplaces to homes. It's called cognitive distancing. The ability to separate yourself from your thoughts and see them for what they really are, just noise. So the next time your mind tells you, "I can't do this, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough," stop and ask yourself, who is speaking? Is it fear? Let it go. Is it doubt? Challenge it. Is it insecurity? Destroy it. Your thoughts do not define you. Your emotions are not commands. You are in control of what you act on. And once you understand this, once you fully master your own mind, you become unstoppable. Imagine walking into a high-pressure situation, an important meeting, a competition, or a life-changing decision. The old version of you might have hesitated, overanalyzed, or let fear take over. But the new you recognize the doubt but don't react. You acknowledge the fear but don't obey it. You feel the pressure but move forward with confidence. That is true mental strength. That is what separates the average from the exceptional. The most powerful individuals don't win because they have no fear or doubt. They win because they refuse to let those things control them. Your biggest challenge in life isn't external. It's not society, your environment, or other people. It's your own mind. And the moment you learn to master it, you gain the power to shape your life on your terms. So ask yourself, are you in control, or are you still a prisoner of your own thoughts? 3. Fear is an illusion. Break free from it. Fear has confined more people than any prison cell ever could. It has destroyed more dreams than failure itself. Yet most never realize they are trapped, because the walls aren't real. They exist only in the mind. Fear is one of the most powerful tools of control, not created by nature, but by society, weak-minded individuals, and those who benefit from keeping others small. It doesn't need force or violence. It doesn't need chains or locks. Fear convinces you to hold yourself back. It makes you hesitate, second-guess, and surrender your potential before you even begin. Think about it. No one needs to stop you from chasing your dreams. You'll do it yourself. No one needs to tell you that you're not good enough. You'll believe it before they even get the chance. No one needs to crush your ambition. You will shrink it down all on your own. Imagine standing at the edge of everything you've ever wanted. The career, the business, the health, the relationship, the life you dream of. It's all within reach. But instead of stepping forward, you hesitate. You let fear flood your mind. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? That hesitation, that moment of doubt, that is fear stealing from you. Every second you listen to it, you lose. You lose time. You lose opportunity. You lose the person you could have become. Because fear doesn't just slow you down, it robs you of everything you were meant to be. Most people think fear is protecting them. They believe it keeps them safe. But safe from what? From discomfort? From uncertainty? From growth? Because that's all fear really does. It keeps you exactly where you are. It keeps you small. It ensures that you never change, never improve, never rise above your current reality. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That means the majority of your stress, your sleepless nights, and your worst-case scenarios, they exist only in your head. The disasters you fear will happen almost never do. Now think about how many people have abandoned their dreams, not because something terrible actually happened, but because they were afraid that something might happen. How many relationships were never started? How many businesses were never launched? How many lives were wasted, not by failure, but by the fear of failure? Fear is a liar. It convinces you that the worst possible outcome is guaranteed, that every risk leads to disaster, that stepping outside your comfort zone will ruin you. But look at the most successful people in the world: athletes, entrepreneurs, visionaries, warriors. Did they let fear stop them? Or did they do exactly what fear told them not to do? Because that is the secret. Fear only controls you if you obey it. The only way to defeat fear is to confront it. To look it in the eye and say, "You are not real. You have no power over me." The Stoics understood this deeply. They deliberately exposed themselves to discomfort, not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they knew a truth most people ignore. If you can train yourself to handle discomfort, fear loses its grip on you. If you condition yourself to face rejection, you will never fear taking risks. If you learn to endure setbacks, you will never fear failure. If you make peace with uncertainty, you will never be held back by doubt. That's why the strongest individuals don't fear what paralyzes others, because they've already faced it and survived. Think about a fighter who gets punched in the face for the first time. It shocks them, rattles them, makes them question everything. But after 100 punches, they don't flinch, they don't panic, because they have trained their mind and body to withstand what others run from. That's how you must approach fear. You must expose yourself to it over and over again until it no longer has power over you. The only way to kill fear is to do the very thing it tells you not to do. Step into the unknown. Take the risk. Face the challenge, because on the other side of fear, your real life begins. 4. Master yourself, or be ruled by everything else. Weak people try to control everything except themselves. They blame their failures on their boss, the government, society, their upbringing, or even bad luck. They complain about the economy, their genetics, or the weather. But in doing so, they ignore the only thing they truly have power over: themselves. This mindset keeps them trapped. They live as victims, waiting for the world to change, instead of taking control and changing themselves. But the truth the Stoics understood is simple. You cannot control the world. You cannot control other people. You cannot control fate. The only thing you can control is yourself. And yet most people spend their entire lives fighting battles they will never win. They try to force reality to bend to their will instead of mastering their own mind. Picture someone who always blames others for their struggles. They point fingers, make excuses, and refuse to take responsibility. Their job is terrible. It's their boss's fault. Their life is boring. The government is to blame. They're out of shape. It must be genetics. This kind of thinking is a disease, a sickness that keeps people stuck. Because the moment you blame something outside of yourself, you surrender your power. If your failures are always someone else's fault, then you're helpless. If your struggles are because of external forces, then you have no control. This illusion that problems are purely external is what keeps people weak. The truth is, your greatest battle is not against the outside world, it's against yourself. You must take full, ruthless responsibility for everything in your life, even for things that aren't your fault. Because blame is weakness. Blame is the excuse of the powerless. If something is unfair, adapt. If life is difficult, become stronger. If the odds are against you, fight harder. Do not waste your energy trying to change what you cannot control. Instead, redirect that energy into mastering yourself. Imagine two warriors preparing for battle. One spends his time complaining. The enemy has better weapons, the battlefield is unfair, the weather is against him, his army is smaller. The other warrior doesn't care. He sharpens his sword, he trains harder, he studies his enemies, he adapts. When the battle begins, which warrior will win? The weak try to change the battlefield. The strong become the weapon. They sharpen their minds, they build resilience, they master their emotions. And once you master yourself, nothing can break you, because when life throws obstacles in your path, failure, rejection, betrayal, loss, you don't react emotionally, you don't panic, you don't crumble, you remain calm, focused, and in control. That is the difference between the powerful and the powerless. Self-mastery is the ultimate strength. If you can control your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your discipline, then nothing in this world can stop you. Because the hardest battle, the one within yourself, has already been won. Now imagine waking up every day with complete control over your mind and emotions. Imagine never being easily shaken, never letting external events dictate your state of mind, never reacting impulsively. That is real power, and it is available to anyone strong enough to claim it. 5. Pain is your greatest teacher. Most people fear pain. They see it as something to avoid, something unfair. They complain about their struggles and wish for an easier life. But those who achieve greatness see pain differently. They embrace it. Pain is not a barrier, it is a tool, a weapon. Every great leader, warrior, and thinker throughout history has endured suffering. They didn't succeed because life was easy. They succeeded because they used their pain to grow. The weak-minded reject this truth. They expect life to be smooth, effortless, free of hardship. They want success without struggle, strength without sacrifice, and victory without challenge. But this is why they fail. Now imagine waking up every day believing that life should always be fair. You assume things should go your way, that success should come without effort. Then, the moment something goes wrong, you fall apart. You blame your circumstances. You complain about how unfair life is. You become just another person making excuses for why you are stuck, weak, and lost. But now, picture the opposite. Imagine waking up ready for pain, expecting it, training for it. Instead of seeing hardship as a curse, you see it as fuel. You understand that every challenge makes you stronger, every failure is a lesson, and suffering is not something to avoid, but something to conquer. That mindset separates the strong from the weak. Pain is coming for you whether you like it or not. Life does not care about your feelings or your comfort. It will test you. And you only have two choices: let pain break you or let it build you. Stop asking why life is so difficult. Stop waiting for fairness. Stop blaming your past, your upbringing, or your circumstances. Your pain is your responsibility. If you are not using it to become stronger, you are wasting it. If you are weak, it's because you have allowed yourself to be weak. If you are out of shape, it's because you have chosen comfort over discipline. If you are broke, it's because you have prioritized excuses over ambition. No one is coming to save you. Your strength is your responsibility. So take control. Use your pain. Channel it into something greater. Push yourself in the gym even when your body wants to stop. Wake up earlier than everyone else and build something meaningful. Stop avoiding difficult conversations and challenges. Face them. Step outside your comfort zone every single day. Stop running from pain. Run toward it. Because the moment you learn to master pain, you master life. 6. Let go of what you can't control. Many people spend their entire lives worrying about things beyond their control. They stress over others' opinions, dwell on past mistakes, and let uncontrollable events consume their thoughts. But what does that achieve? Nothing. All it does is drain their energy, weaken their resolve, and keep them stuck in a cycle of frustration and anxiety. The great minds of history understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's greatest emperors, faced constant wars, betrayals, plagues, and personal losses. Yet he never wasted time complaining. Why? Because he embraced a simple but powerful truth. If you cannot control something, do not let it control you. Now imagine walking through life free from frustration, anger, and anxiety. Imagine no longer being affected by others' opinions, external chaos, or unexpected setbacks. That kind of peace and power comes from one thing: radical acceptance. The reality is, most things in life are beyond your control. You can't control how people treat you. You can't control every outcome. You can't control random events. But what can you control? Your response, your discipline, your effort, your mindset. Weak people lose themselves in rage over things they cannot change. They overreact, get easily triggered, and let small problems ruin their day. Strong people do the opposite. They focus only on what they can control. They ignore distractions, block out the noise, and stay committed to their goals. That is why they succeed. Imagine two people. One spends hours arguing on social media, complaining about the world, gossiping, and blaming society for their struggles. The other wakes up early, focuses on self-improvement, controls their emotions and moves forward, while everyone else wastes time complaining. Who do you think will win in life? Who do you think will reach their full potential? You have a choice. Will you continue reacting to everything around you, wasting energy on things you can't change? Or will you take control of your life by focusing on what truly matters: your discipline, your habits, your mindset, and your actions? Because every second spent complaining about something outside your control is a second wasted, a second you could have used to improve something within your control. 7. Stop seeking approval from others. Most people aren't held back by their circumstances. They're held back by their desperate need for approval. They spend their lives chasing validation, trying to impress others, and seeking attention from people who don't even care about them. And for what? A brief moment of satisfaction? A temporary boost to their ego? It's a trap. This obsession with approval keeps people weak. It stops them from taking risks, holds them back from chasing their dreams, and prevents them from becoming who they were meant to be. Fear of judgment keeps them stuck in mediocrity. Imagine having a dream, a goal, something deep inside you that you know you were born to do, but instead of pursuing it, you hesitate. Not because you lack the ability, not because you lack the resources, but because you're afraid. Afraid of looking foolish, afraid of what others might think, afraid of failure. That fear is poison. It convinces people to play it safe, to conform, to never take bold steps toward greatness. It's why so many people live unfulfilled lives, not because they couldn't succeed, but because they never tried. But now imagine the opposite. What if you simply didn't care what others thought? What if their opinions had no power over you? What if your ambitions, your goals, your purpose mattered more than the judgment of strangers? That is true freedom. The most successful, powerful, and influential people in history understood this. They weren't universally liked, they weren't always understood, but they didn't care. They had a mission, and they pursued it ruthlessly, without waiting for permission, without needing approval, and without being controlled by the opinions of the weak. You must do the same. Tune out the noise. Stop living for the opinions of others. Quit chasing validation and start chasing excellence, because at the end of your life you won't regret the people you didn't impress. You'll regret the dreams you never had the courage to chase. 7. Life owes you nothing. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is responsible for your success, your happiness, your health, or your ambitions except you. The world does not reward effort, it rewards results. Yet too many people walk around acting as if life owes them something, as if they deserve success simply for existing. They expect happiness without struggle, respect without effort, and achievement without sacrifice. But that is not how the world works. Weak people sit around waiting for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or for someone to come along and fix everything for them. And when that doesn't happen, they blame society, their upbringing, or their circumstances. They call life unfair. But here's the truth. Life was never designed to be fair. It's designed to test you, to challenge you, to push you to your limits. The weak get left behind and the strong rise above. That's how it has always been, and that's how it will always be. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start taking control of your life. Stand in front of a mirror and say, "Everything I don't have is because of me." That is one of the most powerful realizations you will ever have. It means your future is not set in stone. It is in your hands, but only if you're willing to work for it. Stop waiting. Stop expecting life to hand you success just because you've struggled. The world does not operate on sympathy. It rewards those who take action. If you want strength, train for it. If you want respect, earn it. If you want success, work harder than everyone around you until your results demand recognition. Because at the end of the day, excuses do not matter. No one cares about what held you back. The world only recognizes one thing, what you produce. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get up, take control, and make something of your life. 8. Embrace discomfort. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort, seeking pleasure, ease, and convenience, believing that comfort equals happiness. But this mindset is a trap. Comfort, when pursued endlessly, weakens you. It makes you complacent, stripping away the very challenges that bring meaning and growth to life. The truth is, happiness does not come from comfort. It comes from progress. And progress requires struggle. If you never push yourself beyond what is easy, you will never grow. Imagine a life where you only do what feels good, sleeping in, eating unhealthy food, avoiding difficult tasks. You stay in your comfort zone, and then one day you wonder why you feel stuck, unfulfilled, and lost. It's because you've been avoiding the one thing that would have made you stronger: discomfort. The great thinkers of the past understood this. The Stoics practiced voluntary hardship, sleeping on the floor, walking barefoot in the cold, fasting, not because they had to, but because they knew strength is built through struggle. If you train yourself to endure discomfort, nothing in life can break you. If you push through exhaustion, pain, and resistance, you will build mental and physical resilience that makes you unstoppable. But if you always choose the easy path, you will decay. You will become weak, fragile, and unprepared for life's inevitable challenges. This is why so many people today feel empty. Their lives are too predictable, too easy, too safe. They wake up in warm beds, eat processed foods, sit all day staring at screens, and wonder why they feel disconnected from life. The answer? They lack struggle. The solution is simple. Seek discomfort. Go to the gym and push your body beyond its limits. Step outside in the cold and let your body adapt. Take cold showers. Wake up early. Do things that challenge you, force you to grow and test your limits. Train yourself to embrace the burn, the struggle, and the pain, because that pain is what will transform you into someone truly strong. Stop running from discomfort. Run toward it. Run. 9. Be like water. Adapt, overcome, and conquer. The most formidable person is not necessarily the strongest, the fastest, or the most intelligent. It is the one who can adapt to anything. Life is unpredictable. It will test you with setbacks, failures, betrayals, and unexpected obstacles. Some people break under pressure. They panic, complain, and give up. But the strongest individuals adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward like water. The Stoics understood this principle well. Water is formless yet unstoppable. It can take any shape, flow around obstacles, and even carve through solid rock over time. It can be soft and gentle or powerful and destructive. It changes, but it never stops. That is exactly how you must approach life. Most people are rigid. They create a plan, a vision of how life should unfold, and when things don't go as expected, they collapse. They become stuck in disappointment, unable to pivot when circumstances shift. But those who learn to adapt can never truly be defeated. If one door closes, they find another way in. If they lose everything, they rebuild stronger than before. If they fall, they get back up, faster and wiser. Imagine going through life unshaken by failure, unbothered by setbacks, and immune to disappointment. Imagine being so adaptable that no matter what happens, you always find a way to succeed. That is true power. That is the mindset that separates winners from victims. You must train yourself to be flexible in your approach, but relentless in your mission. Never cling to just one way of achieving success. Never allow yourself to be trapped by outdated strategies or past failures. The world is always evolving, and those who refuse to adapt will be left behind. Be like water. Flow around obstacles. Adjust when life changes the rules. Learn new ways to win. Keep moving, keep growing, keep conquering. There are two types of people in this world. 1, those who wait for the perfect moment, making excuses and hoping things will change. 2, those who take action, adapt to any situation, and create their own success. Which one will you be? Are you going to let life break you, or will you step up, take full responsibility, and push forward no matter what? Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one owes you anything. Every moment spent hesitating, doubting, or making excuses is a moment someone else is out there pushing harder, getting smarter, and becoming stronger. The world belongs to those who take action. The ones who refuse to be victims. the ones who embrace challenges, seek growth, and rise above every obstacle. That is who you must become. That is who you will become. The only thing standing in your way is you. So what are you going to do? If this message speaks to you, if something inside you just woke up, commit to it. Write down one short, powerful phrase that will define your mindset from today forward. A reminder to keep pushing, keep adapting, and keep proving yourself every single day.